So how do you balance the church, the ministry, and the college life? Okay, it's like a trinity, a triune little triangle deal that you're supposed to be balanced on. And it's funny because a lot of people think that there has to be some way, shape, or form that I could be balanced in all those different things. There has to be a way. And you're right, there is a way, but it's not going to be easy. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. What is up, everyone? Aviol here with Yapa238.com. I apologize if my eyes are watering and if there's barking in the back. I'm on this really cool little trail in my neighborhood, and some chihuahuas want a little piece of Yapa. Anyway, and I'm walking, and I kind of want to talk to you guys in this type of setting. And the reason why my eyes are watering is because it's really cold out. My fingers are white. Can you see that? And I'm walking directly against the wind, so I'm just like, just like that. Anyway, so but you guys did not click on this video to talk about my eyes watering, nor the little chihuahuas who want to take a piece of me. You guys want to know how to balance it. And again, this is funny because when the way it first came to me was this. I was me doing Yapa, right? Yapa238, for those of you guys who don't know, is an acronym standing for Young Apostolic Power in Action. And it's a ministry that the Holy Ghost gave me in around 2015. And in 2015, I was a gung-ho young apostolic saint, right? Wanted to make a difference in the world, didn't want to just talk, wanted to do and do the right things by God. When He gives you something, you definitely want to do it. I'm sure you guys have experienced that, where God gives you something and you want to do it. You have it in your heart to do it, right? So what happened was I said, let's go, let's jump into it, let's just rock this, let's make this thing work. So I jumped into trying to understand, the tech side of things, building a website, whatever else goes along with that, right? And also social media, because I thought, hey, I'm not going to be, just trying to house everything on a website. I want to have some socials behind it. So I jumped in that, started learning social media, tried, failed. And, over the past few years, Yapa has grown to where it is now. Well, in that time and during that season, I remember thinking to myself, wow, this is a lot to do, a lot to learn, and a lot to take in. And I'm pretty sure that's the same thing that happens in the college scene. Now, I personally, and please don't tune me out because of this, but I have personally not been to college, but I do know what it's like to be sitting your rear end down in a seat for 8 hours straight, getting up only once, and that was for maybe a 30 to 45 minute prayer meeting type deal. It's your daily time of prayer, and then sitting right back down and continuing that which God has called you to and called you to do, right? So I am definitely not removed from hard work in order to produce content that you didn't even know existed beforehand, okay? So I kind of get where you guys are coming from. And not only that, I've done that while also maintaining ministry, maintaining church life, maintaining like a lot of other things. So I definitely know where you guys are coming from when it comes to trying to balance all those things. And so the question came to me, well, how do you balance it? How do I balance it, Aviol? And I'm thinking to God, like, God, how's it going to work? Right? I got to be involved in these things. I got to be, because it's demanded of me, it's required of me. How do I make it work? How do I make it happen? And so as I'm toiling this in my mind, I'm going over it. And I felt not necessarily the Holy Ghost speak. Maybe, I didn't feel that impression, from above, like, the heavens open up and thus saith the Lord, do this. But what happened as I continued to grow myself, personally, like personal development, stuff like that. And I began to understand, I guess, or is that past tense? Maybe you college students can help me out because I didn't go. I understood, past tense, that what came to me was that the way that the super successful and wealthy people in the world, though, a lot of them may have dropped out of college and went on to pursue different things, right? They all had this unceasing commitment to something. This unceasing commitment, this relentless pursuit of something, right? And I begin to think, what caused that relentless pursuit? Because if I can have that relentless pursuit, what I found out was that is what caused them to push through all adversities that were coming up against them, including deadlines, including working with people that were difficult to work with, including doing something that you've never done before while learning, while desiring the outcome and all those different things that could relate to anybody in college or an entrepreneur. So I'm thinking that, I'm like, whoa, that relentless commitment to that one thing. And I thought to myself, that's what it is. They're committed. Now, for you may think, oh, well, Aviol, duh, I'm committed to my college success. I definitely want to get my degree in psychology or sociology, or, I definitely want to get my degree in marketing or business, or I definitely want to, have my PhD or my doctorate degree or whatever it is. Aviol, I know that I want that. And I get it. Okay, you know that. But let me ask you this. You can have the dream, the desire, you can have that big thing that you really, really want. But if it's not, this is really cool, guys. I'm about to drop some gold on you, and this is my first time walking over here. Anyway, this is pretty cool. I've never seen this, and so I may get a little distracted as I'm walking past this cool little area. Anyway, okay, so you have that dream, and you're telling me, Aviol, trust me, I got it. Yeah, but are there things that you have to do along the journey of accomplishing that thing that you don't want to do? You're going for your psychology major, and you have to do math. You got to get your general education out the way, got to get all that stuff, and it's just like, dude, seriously? I don't want to do this. This is not a part of my goal, my dream, my ambition, right? Well, that's the same thing. Let me cross the way over here. Well, that's the same thing with anything that you're doing that is successful, that's pushing you in life. You think the entrepreneur wants to, become an accountant? You like, for Yapa, me personally, I'm thinking like, we want to impact and train a ton of young apostolics on how to be true apostolics so God can use them in the 21st century. We don't have time to be going over, going through your general ed, right? And we're not trying to get in it. We don't have time you don't have time to build this grand university or something like that, because the time's too quick. God's coming in the next very short little bit, 10, 20 years maybe, possibly. Right? But so that's Yapa's purpose. I didn't want to become a social media manager. I didn't want to become, someone who just studies YouTube videos and studies Instagram feeds and studies, social media all day. I didn't want to become that. But it was necessary for me to accomplish the goal, right? Excuse me, my eyes watering. But it was necessary. I didn't want to become a videographer. I didn't want to know how to, do a YouTube video. I didn't want to learn how to do all those things. I just wanted to get out there and touch a whole bunch of people's lives and train the world. And I can yell out here because there's no houses around. I wanted to do that, right? That was a dream. That was a goal. That was a desire. But there was a ton of stuff along the way that I did not want to get involved with. But I got involved with it because it was a part of the goal and the mission. So, while you're getting your general education done, while you're getting all that stuff out of the way, you got to still have that same link. Okay, Aviol, yeah, I got it. I got the degree. I know what I want to get. Okay, but let that pull you and push you and take you through all your general education that you don't want to do. All the things that are a part of the college scene that you don't want to be a part of. Okay, that's the first thing. Keep your vision in mind. Keep it at the forefront of your mind. Okay, keep that forefront. Okay, now look at this real quick. Can you guys see that behind me? You guys see that beautiful area? Okay, that's called a path. If you would say it with an accent, a path. Okay, that is a path over there. Okay, I gotta look at my viewfinder. Okay, over there, that's not the path. Over there, that's not the path. You are on your way to your goal, your dream, your desire, your aspiration. That's where you're going. Wait. That's where you're going, okay? That's pretty. Some of you guys who live, right next to the ocean, that's pretty. But that's pretty. If you go over there, there's some cows over there and mountains over there. Pretty scenery, pretty things, right? It'll be nice to go over there and play in the water or just sit here and have some romantic little deal with, a girl that you like or a homie that you feeling. You know what I'm saying? But that's where you're going. Okay? This is the second thing. Don't miss it just because I'm pointing and I'm yelling and I'm trying to figure out where my finger's at relative to the camera. Those clouds over there in the sky, if you guys can see them, you guys can't really see them, they're pretty, okay? Guess what? If I'm trying to get over there and I stop, if I try to get over there and I stop and I spend too much time over here or too much time over there, I'll never get over there. Okay, the next thing, distractions. That is a distraction from there, okay? Excuse me. That is a distraction from there. Don't get distracted, okay? Because if you keep your focus in mind, if you keep that the main thing, that's gonna lead you. But if your eyes avert to these things, you know what this is? You know what this is over here? This is what's happening Friday night. This is what's going on during the weekends. Where's everyone going? What road trip is everyone going down? You know what this, or going to? You know what this is? This is, who likes who. Who's dating and who's rumored of dating and all that drama that comes with it. That's your PhD. That's your AA. That's your degree. Okay? What I'm saying is, people get distracted, they spend way too much time over here, way too much time over there, and they never go down there. They never end up getting what they want efficiently, effectively, and if they do it begrudgingly. If you keep your main thing in mind, I need my doctorate degree in psychology, I need my, I keep saying psychology because I love psychology. I want to go to school for it. My AA in marketing, my bachelor's in whatever. That's what I want. If you keep that thing, the main thing, and not get distracted with all the other stuff, you're gonna be able to not only accomplish your goal, but you will find the balance that we're about to tie all this stuff into at the end of this video, okay? Now this is a long video, it's only about 12 minutes so far, but I hope it's entertaining. Anyway, and I hope it's valuable above it all. So, keep your goal in mind and don't get caught up with distractions, because distractions, the D in distraction stands for destroy. All the other actions is directions of distraction. All of the lettering, there's just distractions from the distraction that destroys, okay? You get caught up with distractions, you're gonna be destroyed, okay? Let's just say it that way. Now, let's continue with the last point, okay? You got to, in your college life, you gotta keep focus on your main goal. What I suggest people do is they actually write it down. You write down your main goal on every binder that you have. You write down the main thing I want. PhD in human development, human resources, whatever it is, okay? Music, write it down. And then for every course, every class, write down the mission for that class. It may not be grandiose, it may not be something that you feel you need, but just write it down, okay? And for music, I'm taking music theory, even though I hate theory. I mean, no disrespect to theory. Okay, I love theory, but in all actuality, don't get me in front of a sheet of paper. Just tell me chords, melody line, let me hear it. I do my best to play by ear. I'm not saying I'm some master playing by ear. I didn't like it, but if it's attached to my goal, if it's attached to that thing over there, I want everything to do with it, okay? And I'm not gonna get distracted because that's my goal, right? This is a perfect setting, right? Just talking about this stuff right here in this path. Anyway, so you write it down. My major goal, get my whatever in music. Then the next goal of this class is to learn the theory so that I can, and then attach to your goal, so that I can write music, so that I can read sheet music, so I can, those things, okay? Second thing, don't get distracted by what's going on Friday night. Don't get distracted by what everybody's, who's dating who and all that stuff, okay? Don't get distracted, okay? Now, this is the third thing, and this is how you strike the balance. You got to commit super, 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 super hard to that main goal main thing that you're going for, main like accomplishment and everything that you're striving for, you got to commit to it full throttle, okay, while you're applying the same things that we talked about to your walk with God and to anything else that you're trying to balance with your college life. So we're talking about ministry, we're talking about church. You got to be fully committed to the ministry. You got to be fully committed to going to church, okay? You got to be all in. And now you may be thinking, now just pause this real quick, just pause real quick. There's two type of mentalities in the world, and my finger's about to fall off because I've been out here for so long. Anyway, two mentalities in the world. A scarcity mentality that says, oh, there's only a limited amount of resources for whatever, and an abundance mentality that says that I can have and there's unlimited resources of everything. Okay, so understanding that, knowing that, let's take that into the whole college and trying to balance all this. You may be thinking, and this is where I've come from. I come from this exact spot. How do I do it all? This is impossible. How in the world am I going to run an Instagram account, produce a podcast? How am I going to run a Pinterest account while also creating YouTube videos that's taking me 8 hours a day to edit? Okay, and I'm trying to do a podcast on top of this. How in the world is this going to all work out together? Not only that, but I got to follow a ton of people every single day in order to get my message out there, like what the Holy Ghost has called me to how. I only got to focus on one thing, right? That's what you want to think. So you're thinking, okay, if I'm putting all this energy into college and all this energy into church, and I'm not going to falter on any of my commitments, okay? Now remember, falter on your commitments, not, things that, like suggestions or things that you just took up in your hand. Your main commitment to that ministry or your main commitment to that, to church is your relationship with God, whatever your commitments are, okay? Don't skew and look at what needs to be done and get that confused with what ought to be done, okay? Because you can delegate and you can have someone else come up beside you and help you out, okay? So, but what I need you guys to do is I need you guys to be insanely committed to all three. If you want to balance them out, okay? You got to have as much energy and effort and throttle that you're putting into college, you're going to have to put in church. Actually, it should be, you should always be putting more into church and into ministry than your college deal. But I know it's taking up a lot of your life right now, and that's why you're on today's video, so you can find out how to balance it all. But what I need you guys to do is I need you guys to be committed to all those. Keep your end goal in mind. Remember, we're on this path. Don't get distracted in your ministry. Don't get distracted in living for God. Always have your vision in front of you. Okay, so let's say you're involved in children's ministry or bus ministry. What's the point? What's the mission? What's the purpose of you riding that bus Sunday morning? This is a long video. Sorry, guys. What's the point of that? What's the purpose? If it's to say that you did it, to clock in and clock out and not pay attention, not interact with the kids, not really, put 100% of your soul into it. If you're just trying to do it so you can take a pretty picture on Instagram and make it seem to the world that you're actually impacting the lives of people when you only did it for social media. Okay, if that's your purpose, you're gonna need to get a new purpose because you're getting distracted over here. You're not focused on over there, okay? You're getting distracted by what looks good. Now, if it's to make a dent in that young person's heart, that no matter how old they get, they will remember that church has people in there that truly love me. If that's your purpose, great. Keep that the main thing. Because when this is where we'll wrap up, okay, guys? I know I've been talking for a long time. You guys are probably getting irritated from it. But if you keep that the main thing, what's the purpose of me doing Sunday school? It's not so that I could, appease the pastor and just say, okay, pastor, I'm doing what you told me to do. Okay, that's that stuff. That's that distraction stuff. No, it's to instill godly principles and a God-fearingness, I guess you would say, into those younger than me. That's my purpose. Keep that the main thing. Because when that's the main thing, and your other and your what you're doing in church, and you're living for God, I'm trying to make it to heaven, if those things are the main thing, you can hold the main things in your hand. I'm going to get my PhD. I'm going to go get my doctorate degree. I'm going to go get my AA. I'm also going to be living for God, and I'm going to be impacting the lives of young people every single day, young kids every Sunday. I'm going to be, you can hold those in your hand, okay? There's a lot of distractions out there. You don't want to get wrapped up in the ministry like Martha, okay? Mary, Martha, great examples. Martha, she was all about, in that particular instance, I'm not saying this was her entire life, okay? not trying to throw off on Martha, but there was a time when the master stepped down, okay? She was caught up with all this stuff, and Mary was down there, okay? We want to always remember that. We can get caught up in ministry over here, you know, behind the pulpit. You're looking great, looking sharp, you know, you're great, you're the hostess with the mostest, right? You're a phenomenal Sunday school teacher because you know how to teach, right? It's about you, right? You know, okay. When all that stuff's down there, the main goal, the main focus, main purpose is down there. Okay, so at the end of this video, I hope this all made sense. If it did, please let me know, because I don't even know if it made sense to me or not. No, actually it did make sense, but it's trying to get it from here into here is a difficult deal. Pretty much what I'm saying is that you can hold all your purposes that God has given you in your hands, okay? It's possible, it's doable, you can do it, but you got to keep those things the main thing, okay? You don't want to get caught up in all this other distractionary, if that's a word, this distraction stuff. This distraction stuff will wreck you, okay? And you don't want to be wrecked. You want to be down with your purpose. Okay, so you gotta understand your purpose. If you're involved in the ministry and you're like, oh, you're scattered between all these different things that you quote unquote have to do. Hold on real quick, I gotta make sure. Okay, good. I'm not late for the live. If that's what you're doing, the Yapa Live, BTW, every Thursday, 6 p.m. PST. Whoop, whoop. Anyway, if you're not getting if you feel like you're strewn out everywhere and you're like, oh my goodness, I just, you know, there's only so much of me, you know, okay. You're not holding the right thing in proper alignment, okay? Hope this doesn't come off too tough, okay? But if you're feeling like you're doing everything, you got to refocus and recalibrate to remembering your purpose. I got into Sunday school in order to impact souls, okay? I don't have to go pick up every single like snack beforehand, okay? Because I need to give that to someone else so I can hold on to my other main purpose, because I got to study Saturday night. My PhD, my bachelor's, whatever it is, okay? I hope you guys, if this did help you in any way, shape, or form, I hope it made sense, okay? I'm trying to encapsulate it and summarize it, but oh my goodness, this is really difficult, and this video is 23 minutes long as of now. Okay, so very simply, keep the main thing, your focus, your vision. Second, don't get caught up with distraction. Remember, your focus, your vision, don't get caught up with distraction. And last thing, be deathly committed to it. Okay, those three things, you apply that to whatever you're trying to balance. You know, you're trying to balance your college life, you're trying to balance your church life, you're trying to balance your relationship with God. All that can be balanced, but you got to remember why you're on this path. You got to remember, you don't get caught up in the distraction. Look, this right here, right there, you see that? That is the path, okay? That right there is not the path. Sometimes, I hope you guys could have saw that. Sometimes the path, it seems like it's right. You know, it seems like I should be, you know, sacrificing, you know, spending, you know, $150 for snack comes Sunday. I should be doing that. I'm not saying that that's not the right thing to do, but if you go back and you say, okay, what's the purpose of it? You have to make sure it's tied in to the right purpose, okay? To your overarching purpose and why God called you into that ministry. I'm not saying you won't make sacrifices, you will. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a sacrificial, you know, heart to give. Trust me, you need that. But at the end of the day, those three things, keep the main thing. I hope this video helped. Okay guys, that is it from me. I know I talk too much. If you want more of me talking too much, join us on the Yapa Lives that happen at 6 p.m. PST every Thursday. Join us for that. If you guys want to have that communion, that relationship with God, make sure you jump into the prayer training. The prayer training is going to help you in a massive way, I believe, and actually I'm certain of. It's going to help you level up your relationship with God. If you don't have a prayer life already, you need to start one. 2019 just opened. You need to start a prayer life. Rock hard through 2019 in the will of God for your life. If you guys want to check out the 10 tips to jumpstart your prayer life, to help you guys jumpstart your prayer life, and then add that to the Lord's Prayer video training, and you're going to be off to the races in a massive way. Okay, guys, that is it from Yapa238. I got to check my text messages. I got to get back home for the Yapa Live. And I need to take a deep breath because talking, walking, and holding this camera is really difficult. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in later video content. Love you guys. That was a really horrible way to end it. Let's just say this. Yapa fam, I love you guys. Be Yapastolic above all. Be apostolic. And I'll catch you guys in next week's whatever TOTD. Love you guys. God bless in Jesus' name. Hey, what is up, Yapa fam? If you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to check out the Yapastolic Podcast. It's a podcast where we talk about being young, being apostolic, taking that power and putting it into action, airing every Friday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Subscribe here on YouTube to get access to the exclusive Yapastolic Podcast.